What you say now? What you say? What you say? How y'all doing? Come on in, come on in. Y'all, welcome to the Thunderdome. When I say I've been gone for a whole week, took my son on a cruise, which he didn't like. That's understandable. He's at that age where, you know, something is too kiddish, and you know, but he did tell me when he get about 18 or 21, he's gonna go with a group of friends, and you know he gonna enjoy it. But not that he didn't enjoy spending time with me, right? But anywho, gratitude for the like, share, subscribes, thoughts, comments, donations. Appreciate it. Appreciate, love it at all times. I'll send that back to you. Y'all, so we're gonna get into my dreams, but we're gonna cleanse the air. And y'all don't say nothing about the light in 111, but I didn't clean up before I left. So when I came home, I was like, I'm not doing any kind of readings or any kind of spiritual nothing until I cleanse the house. So that's what I did. So that's the sun going down, because also I had to do a couple of errands or whatnot. But anyway, Jewel, why you ain't stay in Jasmine's room? You always do this. Okay. All right, but we're not opening the door. All right, y'all, I ain't done the sound bowl so long. Let's see if it'll work. I don't like this one. I like the other one better, but we'll work with it. We'll work with it. But anywho, so y'all know we just had this full moon and this Mercury retrograde. When I say some things have been happening, like I know I have been having dreams, but I couldn't remember them. And it was like, it's like they didn't want me to remember, right? So when I came home and I took a spiritual bath, and I mean, I soaked, y'all. Cause eyes was tired. I soaked. And when I came out, I tried to turn on the TV, but you know, had some technical difficulties, and I just went on to sleep. So let me call in my ancestors. Get rid of any energies that don't need to be in here. But y'all, one dream I had, I know I was in a car with my uncle, 333, and we was riding by the neighborhood where, you know, I grew up in or whatnot, and we seen some boxes. It was like some big boxes, and my uncle was like, "What is that?" And I said, "Oh, that's the stuff that I ordered." I was like, "I'm gonna put it in the house as soon as we get back." And then he said something along the lines, "If I let you in the house," he was like, you gotta ask permission." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "You don't have to worry about it, because I'll go such and such house and put my stuff over there." And he was like, "No, I'm just putting, you can come over, you know, and da-da-da-da-da." And then it was like, I ended up at a bar. My sister and my cousin was there, and I had a coworker that was there. And then there was some people that was off to the side that we didn't know. But one of them had like a snake. And I don't want to say it was like a boa constrictor. I know it was like red, black, white, and like a beige, yellowish color. And it was like, when he had it on him, it was like mid-size, I guess. You know, it wasn't big, but it wasn't small. So 444. So then, you know, he was like, "Well, I'm gonna go put him up, because he been out for a while, you know, give him some rest, woo, woo, woo." So he went and put him up. Then, you know, we just all in there talking and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, somebody was like, "Oh my God, Where did snake come from? So then we all run to the back and stuff like that. But by this time, the owner is hammered. So we couldn't wake him up or nothing like that. But then my sister, she tried to get the snake. The snake shape shifted. And it shape shifted into something that scared her. Because she backed off and she started screaming. So my cousin was like, okay, well, I'm going to try. Did the same thing. Everybody that tried, the snake shape shifted into something that scared them, that caused them to run. So finally, it was like nobody left but me. And I was like, okay, let me try. So when it tried to shape shift into something, I don't even know, but it didn't even get a chance to do it because I wasn't scared. And then the snake got small, like a little small garden snake, like a baby snake. And I was able to pick it up. Then I woke up. So just from that dream, and then I kept seeing this deck in my mind's eye. Like Spirit's like, use this because I know it's a snake in this. Hold on, let me, before I do this, split the deck. Bottom of the deck, you got 5 coins, so somebody's left out. But Spirit, what's in the energy? What's in the energy? What's the overall energy for the collector? What's the overall energy for the collector? 2 cards out here, contract and community. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell y'all what I feel. What I picked up from this dream. This Python spirit. Because I was talking to my friend. She was like, hold on, let me get my book. And it was like a demonology book. And as soon as she opened the book, it got to the page of the Python. And she was like, oh my God, Ashley. And I was like, yeah. I said, nothing a coincidence. So it was a community of people, whether it was family, friends, ex-lovers, co-workers, or what, all of them, because they all probably have, you know, some type of tie to each other. This contract is up because community is 7, contract is 6. So it's like it's going down. This contract is over for them trying to squeeze out like your finances or something like that, you know, your love life, whatever area in your life, like they was trying to squeeze out, like, but they was using demonic entities, forces to do this so you can be in fear. But now it's like that snake, that entity that they try to put on you is falling back on them. And it's all because you have been showing appreciation, which is 15, which is 6. 6 is about balance. You've been showing appreciation too. That was 2 6s. If I would have pulled that right behind each other. Yeah. All because Magician in the Mirror, you took your life in your hands. You stopped thinking about what other people would say, what other people would think about, you know, you stepping on your path, how it would look to them, and you started speaking your truth. And guess what? You had that protection over your crown chakra because you was getting these downloads and stuff from your ancestors, your spiritual guide, you know, spirit herself, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you was getting this information. But it was like they was also doing magic to try to, because you know about trickster spirits. If you don't, you need to look it up. That's why before you even tap into anything like this, you got to be on a healing journey, because you don't know what spirits is which spirit to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to sit still. That's why meditation is so important. You got to be able to sit still and hear spirit. Have that connection with spirit. And from what I'm getting, this is what you did. You stopped listening to what other people said, and you was like, you know what? I'm going to have my own connection with spirit. Wherever that leads me, I'm going to wipe the slate clean. I'm going to ask spirit, hey, whatever I have been taught, push that to the side and let me learn the truth. I know that's what I did. Whatever path you lead me, that's where I'm going. And that's what it did. Yeah, because Spirit started showing you how deceitful these people were. And 25 is 7. So deceitful about, you started seeing like how religion can be deceitful and how they use it. Especially people who try to use it to their own, pleasure or whatnot, to run people, to control people. You started seeing this. This is why these communities started coming after you, right? Because they did not want you to open that door to Spirit. I'm telling you, it's like once you heal or was on that healing path and you started speaking your truth, all that spell work and stuff that they was putting on you, whether it was verbally, physically putting stuff in your food, whatever the case may be, putting you in jars and spells and stuff like that shit just started coming out. You started purging because you started fasting. You started watching what you was putting in your mind, body, and soul, and they couldn't stand it. They didn't like that because they don't have control over you no more. So that's why these people, these same entities that they sent to you, and for a lot of us, it's the python, because they was trying to stop us from going forward. Because I know another one of my dreams, because I'll wake up, go use the restroom, come back, go to sleep. I'm in another dream. And I know this other dream, like it was people around me and I was like moving away from them. Then all of a sudden I remember I was in a boat and everybody was on shore watching me, but it was somebody else on the boat with me. And in my mind's eye, I was seeing the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is moving away to calmer waters. So this is what's in the energy right now. This is what's being shown to us. I mean, regardless on what journey you're on or where you're at, what stage you're at in your journey, you're being moved away from calmer waters, because whatever that was done in the past is coming back out now in this Mercury retrograde. And if these people are trying to do any type of spell work, any type of ill willings or ill dealings towards you now, it's kind of stupid, because it's going to go right back to them. A, because you're protected, and B, because this is the wrong time. Anytime is the wrong time when you're trying to stop somebody because you're all in your feelings or you don't want them, as jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime is the wrong time, because using voodoo or spell work and stuff like that is supposed to be for manifestation or positive things. Right? 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Yeah, your crown chakra. I'm talking about it. All that is wide the fuck open. Oops. Something spilling over. It was like they were still trying to, they thought maybe if enough time had passed by that they can send this entity to you again. But jokes was on them, because now they got to live, because you're still on your journey. So now they got to sit here and whatever things you went through, now they got to go through it. Because if they were trying to swap and steal your destiny, Spirit's like, oh, okay, so this what you want? So now you got to go through the dark night of soul. So all the things that they fear is showing up. Spirit, what's this community card? What's going on with this community card? I'm hearing it like they trying to reach you. They want to reach you. 8 of Wands. They want to reach you. 8 of Wands. They want to come and bring you a message. Or Spirit could be bringing you a message about what they got going on. Oh, but this is what people are saying, that you're the Empress. This is the message that the community is getting, because they try so hard to taint your name, to taint your future, that you have been vindicated because you've been doing the work. They left themselves wide open for this. Now people are seeing that you really are who you say you are. Not perfect, but you don't mind sitting here telling people what you've been through. You don't mind being I mean, because I'm seeing the star card. So what? Naked, like telling the naked truth. Like, you don't care who got anything to say about it. Like, you ain't trying to sit here and keep up with nobody else. You just like living your life. And while you're living your life, you are being loving and caring, sympathetic and empathetic towards people. But you also are using your discernment, because you know the demons love to dress up like and act like they are saints, and they not. This is what you're doing, Eight of Cups. And people are realizing that they walked away from an empress or an emperor. You know, energy is fluid. I could be talking to a male and they're saying female. You know what I'm saying? You just could be in the feminine energy. And feminine energy is all about receiving. Masculine energy is all about action, doing the action to get it. So right now, it's time for you to be in the receiving, because you've done the work. People are reaping the benefits of what they've sown. And this is what the messages that's coming through. Yeah, Page of Coins. It's like you got a new beginning, something, you learning something. Some of y'all could have been seeing deers. I know these are not deers, but bunny rabbits as well. But something is being brought to you, like it's being cultivated. Maybe you got a new gift, spiritual gift, that one of your ancestors gave to you because you passed the test. What else? Yeah, Page of Cups. I'm telling you. It's like, I'm telling you, they know you're having a new beginning, and they trying to have a new idea to bring to you, or to come at you, to send something to you. And you see this red, what is it, ribbon, string or something like that, and how that bunny, and I just said something about y'all maybe seeing rabbits, and how it's trying to trip them up, trying to stop you. And it's like you see them and you know that they're doing it, but you still sending them love, because you don't fight evil with evil, because they ain't gonna do nothing but add fuel to the fire. You send them love. Love conquers everything, because spirit is made of love. So you see them, you see that they're trying to, but then you also have your ancestors that see them trying to trip you, and it look like this rabbit is undoing what they was trying to do in the first place, or something that they did again. And please believe me, it's going to get sent right back to them. And you know them. It's like you feel it in your energy. You know in your energy. You're just like, oh, they up to this shit again. All right, let me go take a spiritual bath. Let me go say a prayer or a reverence. However you do things, you know what I'm saying? Let me go write down what what they trying to block. Let me go and write down and do some type of ritual work to unblock whatever it is and send it back to them with love. Because they mad. Not only are they mad because you're getting what you wanted, you're on your destined path, but because they're not with you. Because they always thought that, A, you was either going to be down here where they at, or if you did rise up, they was going to be right along with you, milking you dry. Yeah, Queen of Swords. But they wasn't banking on you coming in and telling the truth, or making them tell the truth. So it's like, if they was lying on you and stuff like that, and you done walked away from these people, they know they can't come back and not tell you what they did, because you see them for who they are. They know your third eye or your first eye and your crown chakra is lit. They know you have aligned yourself with spirit. That's why they've been trying to attack you in your dreams, attack your job, your security, your stability. It's because they want you to be emotional. When you act out of emotion, then you start acting crazy and start doing crazy things that, you know what I'm saying, you be all out of whack. So then they feel like they could come on in. I just heard sympathy spells. Like, you're doing sympathy spells. Like, these folks, if they don't get on somewhere and just accept their fate, They don't want to. They don't want to receive that karma because they're not as strong as you. If they have to go through the things that you had to go through, they would not be able to. Bottom of the deck, you got the Queen of Coins in reverse, the Four of Coins in reverse, and the Four of Cups in reverse. So somebody who did not, a Queen of Cups who did not want to give you money, and there go that snake, y'all. You see that snake that cast that entity on you to take your coins and stuff like that? They did it for a minute before you woke up to who you really are. 4 coins. Now they got to give that shit up because they done stole something from you. They were trying to steal your inheritance, or you had somebody had left something to you, or in the future they didn't want you like starting your own business, or you know, just being successful, whatever. Like, this is what they was telling the snake to do, to take from it. Oh my God. And y'all, look at this snake. Ain't the snake red, black, and it got yellow? Y'all, spirit is something else. Come on through. Yeah, 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups mean you're holding on something. They didn't want you to pay attention to what it is that spirit was offering you. But since this is what they wanted, now they don't have anything. Spirit ain't offering them anything. Like, they don't have no guidance. And they was being sneaky. I'm telling you. This contract is over. Ace of Wands, it's over. It's been rewritten. Your storyline has been rewritten, as well as theirs. Spirit gave them a chance, told them to stop. They kept doing it. All right, Spirit, anything else? 7 of Coins. Yeah, it's like you're being weighed of who been putting in what. What have you been focusing on? This is what you're going to get back. So you could have been out here doing affirmations, speaking life unto people, and they could have been speaking death into people in themselves. And this is what's going on in y'all energy. They're trying to swap. Yeah, 9 of Wands. They're trying to swap, but they're being blocked. They're being blocked. Or they try to block you and try to scare you. You see how she looking at him? She looking at him like, what the fuck? If y'all don't get the fuck out of my face, I'm still getting to this house. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all trying to lose, you know, move it and stuff like that. Your ancestors, because the house looks like a rooster tail. It's like it's walking away. It's like your ancestors are moving things around. It's moving your heritage around. 10 of Cups, I'm telling you, it's still coming to you. And your ancestors are making sure of this. Your love life and everything, 6 of Coins, like, you're going to have equal give and take. Because you feed Mother Nature. Like, if you give your ancestors food and stuff like that, once that food and stuff is molded or whatever the case is done, like if you flowers, instead of you throwing away in a garbage can, you might go out in nature and give that back to nature for the animals and stuff to eat. This is why they're helping you and they're bringing things back to you, right? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. It's like Spirit is like, you know what? We gonna put this net up underneath you, because for so long they was sitting where you were supposed to be sitting. And you're supposed to have been up here reaching and grabbing whatever new opportunities and whatever Spirit was bringing to you. And if you was to miss it because you was occupied with something else, we got this net underneath you to where you can go back to it and pick it, because you just gonna have a plethora of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not getting away from you anymore. Because these people were in your spot because you didn't know what your spot was. Now the tables have turned. And y'all know I keep my decks up. And I went through this deck and fixed all the cards one by one. But these are ones that's in reverse. And we're going to see if they have some type of meaning to them, which they do, because ain't nothing a coincidence. Everything coincide, right? Yeah, so the world, they didn't want nothing to change. Because it was in reverse. They didn't want nothing to change. That's why they was working so hard. They wanted to keep reaping the benefits of what you was supposed to get. Page of Swords in reverse. They can't watch you no more. If they was watching you spiritually, they can't do that no more. Physically, they can't do that no more, because you're not allowing people to get close to you. It's because you see them. It's like you let them do or say whatever, you know, because Spirit already warned you. Pre-warn you. But Spirit is also saying, be careful, because they're going to try to come back. Tower. Tower was in reverse. They don't want this tower to hit them, but it's going to be worse because they tried to stop it. They didn't want to stop. They kept doing this work, the spiritual work on you and other people. And, you know, they were just like telling Spirit, like you telling Spirit, well, my plan is greater than yours. And it ain't, right? Yeah, the 10 of coins. Something about inheritance. They were trying to stop your inheritance. They didn't want you to know about this inheritance. They didn't want you to have a family. They wanted to stop your bloodline. Because they knew it was written that you was going to start off another bloodline. You was going to cut off all the branches and the roots and stuff that was tainted and evil, rotten to the core. You was going to come in there, you was going to clean up, and you was going to do what you had to do. And they was going to be cut out the bloodline forever. Some of these demons and entities are trying to stay in your bloodline because this was a generational curse, because they've been through your bloodline for so long, and they want that energy for themselves. Because it was good energy, because it was a royal bloodline. They did not want you to know that. Temperance in reverse. That's what I said. They don't want things to balance out. They want you to always be discombobulated about what was going on. They thought it was always going to be in their favor. Yeah, the moon. They weren't expecting nothing to come out. Their secrets. What's the moon? What's coming out this moon? Because y'all know it's like a full moon. Yeah, 3 of Cups, how they celebrated. Taking things from you. Keeping things from you. What's this? The moon and the 3 of Cups. Ooh, that's too much. Too much. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not going to take that, but this is the 2 of Wands. Yeah, they had a decision. Bottom of this, you know, you had justice. Justice coming up. This is what's coming out this moon. You're going to start seeing 3 of Coins. How they sat here and collaborated. And these same demons that they collaborated with, you up there laughing because them demons are going after them now. They had a decision. They were stuck at a crossroads. They decided to stay in the lane that they was in instead of going on the narrow path, the path less traveled. They had a choice to go on this narrow path, the path less traveled, or stay on the path that they was on, which is the 5 of Swords. Now they defeated, they crying, they hurt, because they know they chose the wrong path, but they was in their ego and they didn't want to stop. Because they didn't want to see you get it. Now they under judgment. And this is their judgment. That they have to sit here and watch you. Like when Spirit said, they're going to make your enemies your footstool. So they looking up. They trying to reach up to you because you keep ascending. They're not realizing that each time they putting things on you, trying to send things to you, like you learn a new way. They giving you a new skill, or your ancestors will give you a new skill to, you know, counteract this. Yeah, you got the 4 of Coins. Yeah, and this time Spirit said they protecting you and your assets. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't allow these people to come in. Don't allow these people to come in. And Spirit is grateful that you did not stop being this Queen of Cups or this King of Cups. That you still was loving. You didn't allow your heart to get bitter and cold. I'm telling you, justice is here. You already got it. 10 of Swords. Spirit seen them. How they wounded you and try to drown you. But you came up out that water. They healed you. Your ancestors came and got you because you called out for that help. Oh my goodness, y'all. I just not noticed that on here he has this blade. And I seen that blade, but he cut their fingers off. They didn't want you to be able to grab your blessings. Spiritually, they try to cut you off. So this is what they're getting judgment for. Oh, well. Why you still on your journey? And you still looking at the promised land? What Spirit has promised. You got your eyes on the prize. You ain't sending out no hate. None of that. Knight of Swords. You going towards it. And you still going to tell the truth. And you, anybody that's in your way, you cutting them down. 9 of Cups. Especially if they're trying to take you away from your happiness. Yeah, you walking away from them. 6 of Cups. People from your past. You realize that you, in order for you to stay on your path, you cannot look back. Or else you're going to lose your happiness if you allow these people from your past, because they ain't going to do nothing but keep stabbing in your heart. And they're going to keep watching to see if what they did to you is if it's working. Nah, we ain't in that. Let them go through what they got to go through. Everybody ain't meant to be on your journey. And some people that are on your journey ain't meant to last forever on your journey. You know what I'm saying? When Spirit says it's time to let them go, let them go. Listen to your heart. Listen to your gut. That's why you got to make sure your gut is clean. That's why you got to fast. Your mind, body, and spirit. You got to make sure all of that is aligned. Sometimes you got to take a break from things. And it's okay. Sometimes you got to go in hermit mode. It's okay. Ain't nobody out here talking about nothing for real. Everybody in competition with each other. Especially like friend groups. All they want to do is sit here and talk negative about something. But it's because they want to talk about other people. It's because they miserable in their own lives. But they don't want to have to tell nobody that they're miserable. So therefore they talk about other people. But they don't want to do the work, the jealousy. Ain't nobody got time for that. And ain't. I know I don't. Stay where you at. You didn't want to fuck with me before? That's fine. That's cool. I'm not for everybody, and that's fine. Just like everybody ain't for me. But, you know, now don't be trying to come back now that you see things on the up and up, and whatever you did ain't, you know, ain't. GG's on that. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you. The Wheel of Fortune is in your favor. Spirit is giving you everything that you want, that you were supposed to get. 9 of Coins behind it. Yeah, because you worked hard. You wasn't stepping on nobody else's toes. You wasn't trying to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? You was asking Spirit to reveal whatever it is that needed to be revealed. And asking you how you can counteract whatever attack that people was giving you. 9 of Coins, no matter how long it took. You told Spirit you want your spiritual inheritance, but you wanted it the right way. You weren't going to sit here and, you know, you didn't want it fast, because you get it fast, you're not going to know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's just like the hare and the tortoise. You wanted to learn your lessons and make sure you got your lessons, because whenever Spirit do bless you with what's coming to you, you want to have longevity, because that's what it is. Generational wealth. You want to be able to take care of it and make sure that the generations behind you will have it. So with that being said, peace, love, and gratitude, y'all.